Here we go.
I don't really know what comes next. I'm just doing my best, even though I'm so stressed out. Everything just feels like a test that I fail, so depressed when I can't seem to get out. But something deep inside won't let me quit. I swear that I'm inspired by all this. Tell me that I can and I won't. That's what guides me the most. Your lies, I'll do what I want. The gas in the sand, she's so bad that the can't beat the black. The gas in the sand, she's so bad that the can't beat the black. The gas in the sand, she's so bad that the can't beat the black. The gas in the she's so bad that the can't beat the black. I'm inspired by thirst.
Hello, everybody. This is APBA Brian and APBA Baseball Classics, bringing you the Picks to Post show that we bring every Tuesday night, where we get together and discuss the upcoming NFL week. And this week, we've got a huge replay of the NFC Championship game last year that we really didn't get to see after the injury to Brock Purdy early in that game. We'll get to see it this week. We all had a good week last week. Let's see, Keith, you were 12-4, and then Brian, Rob, Tim, and Harris were all 11-5. So that's a pretty good week. I think everybody improved their standings. Michael Peterson's on top with 64%.
Bam.
Keith is 63. My son-in-law Dan Manley is 62, tied with Harris in third place. And then Tim and I are fourth place with 61. Rob, you're up to 60% now. And then a friend of the channel, Matt McClellan, is holding steady at 57%.
Come on, Ken.
I'll just introduce who's with us. We got Rob Kinsler up there in the corner, and below Rob is
What's going on?
Keith White. And then Harris Jessup was on the very bottom in the blue sweatshirt. Tim Gillis is in the middle. Michael Peterson is just under me, and I am APBA Brian. Let's get started with our picks. First game.
Michael gets an unfair advantage because he gets all those phone call tips during this.
Oh, that's right. I got to get the phone.
We might have-
Go ahead. The phone's going to be busy
I
again.
thought you was going to say Tim gets an unfair advantage because he gets his center square tonight. X is worth twice as much as O.
Don't you only get one phone call tip?
No, I got to get my phone's going to be busy.
Hey, Bob.
All right, first of all, our first game up, we have the Seattle Seahawks they're 6-5, going to Dallas. Dallas is 8-3, and we won't worry about the weather for a dome stadium. Dallas won their game last week.
2nd and 10. There it is. This is history. If Bland can take it the distance, this will be the record. Bland for the 5th time has a pick six. It's never happened in the history of the NFL.
And Deron Bland set an NFL record with his 5th pick six last week. Rob, who's going to win this game between Seattle and Dallas?
Well, you know what? I kind of like his situation because neither of them are really on a quote-unquote short week. They both played last Thursday, so 7 days rest, pretty even matchup here. But the problem is the Seahawks quarterback is limping. He's been hurt. We're going to see what happens there. Cowboys at home, too tough. 31-16, 3-point favorites is not enough here. I like the Cowboys big.
Keith?
Yeah, I still don't know if I trust Dallas for the long haul, but they are playing very well at home, and at times they put up a lot of points. And Seattle's offense, I don't see a whole lot there that, as far as consistency, didn't do well at home against a strong San Francisco team. Now they're going on the road. Tough place to play this year. Dallas probably wins double figures.
Yours?
As long as Prescott protects the ball, this should not even be close. Cowboys big.
We're joined by Bob Brian. Hope everything is going well with you, Bob.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us in the comments. Tim?
Yes, might be the first win for the Cowboys this year against a team with a winning record. I'll take the Cowboys.
Michael?
Oh man, Jerry! It's Jerry night on Thursday night. That's just as bad. Seattle, somebody said it's a 7-day, it's a regular week. All it does is start on a Thursday. Oh, I wish the Seahawks had a better quarterback than Gino Valerio or whatever. But with Gino Valerio, he's probably going to get hurt. Mike is going to sack him and do his dog pound dance. He's going to walk like a dog. All he needs is a freaking leash on him. Dallas.
Seattle's quarterback, Geno Smith, and the defensive back, Rick Woolen, are not matching their performances of 2022. And Kenny Walker couldn't play last week. He also has not practiced yet, so he's kind of doubtful for this week. If you watched that Chicago game last night, the Bears were like getting some things going. Fields was completing a series of passes, but they were getting killed by penalties. And it's the same story with Seattle. Seattle and Chicago are tied with the most penalties in the NFL. Dallas's run defense is average, so if they had Walker, then Seattle might have a chance, but I don't think they're going to have Walker. And then the Cowboys have only played 2 winning teams, and they lost by an average of 16 points. Seattle is a winning team, but I agree with, I believe it was Tim that said that Dallas might beat their first one, plus 500 opponent. They're also 5-0 at home against the spread, so I'm also with Dallas. Next game is the Indianapolis Colts at the Tennessee Titans. Indianapolis is 6-5. It's supposed to be 61 degrees with a 16% chance of rain in Tennessee. Tennessee is 4-7. Keith?
Yeah. I noticed when I was looking through these games this week, I've got a fair number of road teams. This is one of them. Tennessee's offense is kind of asleep, almost like in hibernation, it seems to me. I haven't really watched a lot of look at their stats or anything, but it just doesn't seem like I see them doing much on red zone. Colts at least can be kind of exciting a little bit on offense here and there. Defense is exciting in a bad way sometimes, but I'm going to take the Colts to win on the road.
Yours?
Because Tennessee has no clue what they're doing. And, they've got probably the best running back in the league. They aren't using him. Tell me why.
They use him at the road.
But anyway, because of that, this game's going to come down to special teams. Colts win it by field goal late.
Tim?
It's called Mike Vrabel sleepwalking for the rest of the season because he knows he's probably a lame duck. He's going to join Rob Rivera in the post-New Year's unemployment line.
Along with the Bills coach, possibly.
Possibly.
No, I heard something else, too.
Yeah. So they wouldn't dare get rid of him early, although they should. Give me the Colts to continue kicking the Titans down the road to irrelevancy.
Michael?
Colts in Tennessee. Good old Minshew. Kazoo night.
God bless you.
You're right. I think Vrabel's on his last legs. I don't know what he's gonna do. Derrick Henry, you didn't want to trade him, and what do you do with him? Huh? You let him run? You give him the ball at the 2-yard line? Oh, he gets a touchdown! Big deal. Indy's a better team. Indy's a better team right now, and we will go with the road team. again, I like. I wish they would wear those nice road uniforms, but they're not. Give me the Colts.
Indianapolis is 4-1 on the road, and Tennessee is 4-1 at home. So something's got to give here. I do think Will Levis is a better quarterback than Tannehill. He's now won 2 games. He's got 6 touchdowns against 2 interceptions. With Tannehill, 1 less games, 2 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. So I think Will Levis has proved out to be the better quarterback. But I'm with you guys. They need to use Derrick Henry. Indianapolis is only 25th against the rush. And with their defensive line, led by D'Amico Autry and Justin Simmons, they got a pretty stout interior there. I think they are going to win the game. Oh, no, I take that back. I don't think they're going to win the game. I'm with Indianapolis on this because, again, like you all said, Vrabel might be sleepwalking the rest of this out. He kind of jumped ship when he lost A.J. Brown, I think, actually.
That's when they traded him.
A year ago. So, Indy. Rob?
Supposed to rain this weekend.
Even better.
Or there's a chance of it anyway, I think.
Yeah, 16%.
I think it played, what is it, only 16%? Wind,
Yeah.
I tell you what, the wind, if it blows like it's been blowing around here lately, there's not going to be much passing going on. And if that's the case, if you got to put both those running games up together, I like the Titans better. The Colts are favored by 2.5. I don't care. 21-14. I'm going to go against you guys. I'm going to take the Titans in this ball game.
All right. All right, next game is the Chargers at New England. New England's going to wear their best set of uniforms.
Oh, okay. Oh, by the way, is Seattle wearing the silver helmets this weekend?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Good.
So they'll be in their vintage look.
Are they in their lime green?
No,
No.
they're in their
they're wearing
90s
the white.
uniforms.
So
No,
Bad.
the
too
Bucs
bad.
are
Or no,
I
the
can't watch them
Lakers.
anyway because they're on Prime. They're not on NFL Network. I don't.
Chargers are 4-7, playing at New England. It's supposed to be 42 degrees with a 19% chance of rain. And New England is 2-9. And are we on Tim or Harris?
Harris.
30 and
Harris.
Harris.
For the last few years, you may not want to be the Chargers going into New England to play. Okay? But with the way things have transpired in New England this year, last year, these guys are welcoming themselves into New England. Now, the Chargers just got embarrassed by Baltimore on Sunday Night Football. Can they bounce back? I don't know if Herbert's the guy that's going to put you there or not. Give me New England.
Tim?
I don't even know if the power of Polly Patriots going to help the Patriots out because I just can't see it. I mean, Eckler up the middle, Eckler left, Eckler right. Should be. It's not a bad score, Robert, but yes, I'll take the Chargers.
Michael?
I don't know. I got to think about this. I just got a phone call. Hello? Double B. Where's your sweatshirt? Where's your team? Yeah. I guess you're kind of wondering. You're going to be like Vrabel. You're going to be like Ronnie Boy. You might even be like Robert. Yeah, you got a sucky quarterback. Even my man Zappy couldn't save you last week. Oh, what are we going to do with you, Double B? And then you got to play the Chargers, okay? The Chargers are an average team. They're not over the top like you used to be. Yeah, I know, Double B. Go find yourself your woman. Go take care of business. Give Robert a hug. Say bye-bye to all the fans. And then we'll see you in 5 years when you get inducted into the Hall of Fame, okay? Yeah. Get a running game, too. Bye. Give me the Chargers. Austin Eckler over Mac Jones. Period.
The Chargers are 2-3 on the road. Herbert's having a good year, and they're kind of wasting him. Herbert's thrown for 2,600 yards, 19 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. They fired Anthony Lynn. Lynn was 33-32 in his record, and they said he couldn't win the close games. But Brandon Staley is 23-22. There has been no improvement, and they've lost their last 7 one-score games. At the same time, I don't think New England can keep up with the Chargers' offense. And New England's 1-4 at home. Belichick is by far the highest paid coach out there. He makes $25 million a year. You might want to venture to guess what Andy Reid makes.
7.5.
Yes, he makes 12. So Belichick's getting paid twice what Andy Reid is getting. I don't think New England's getting their money's worth. I'm picking the Chargers. Rob?
Yeah. Two quarterbacks that's really, really not playing the best. I don't see where he's. Yeah, he's. You're talking about the kid from the Chargers. He's not carrying the team. When you play well, you got to carry a team to a victory, and he's not doing that. Mac Jones is playing with, I mean, he's playing chess, and he's got checker pieces. That's all it is to it. I mean, he has no parts and pieces to win with. Chargers a better team here. They're favored by 6 points. Not a problem there. 26-12, Chargers win easily.
Chargers probably aren't going to be thinking about benching a quarterback. Patriots do it almost every week. And apparently Bill Belichick talks more to Michael than he does anybody else, because his press conferences are very brief and very silent.
He knows better.
I think the Chargers just across the board have more talent than the Patriots. Bad coaching, I don't know, would be enough to cost them a game this week, even on the road in New England, West going East. I'm going to take the Chargers, and I think this might be one of those games where the Chargers have their game of the year and win big.
You worry about a warm weather team going to a cold weather, but 42 degrees is kind of a cutoff of that. I don't think they'll be affected by the cold. Next up, we have the Detroit Lions, 8-3, going to New Orleans Saints, who are 5-6. Yeah,
Tim?
I do think Tim's first.
Well, you don't kind of know what you're getting with the Saints, and you thought you know what you were getting with the Lions, and then they go lay an egg against the Packers on Thanksgiving. Give me the bounce back week for the Lions.
Okay. Michael?
Who's starting for who that?
For the
Carr.
Saints.
Derek
Carr.
Carr. Not David, but Derek.
Derek.
Derek, not
He's better off with
Jameis.
David.
Not Jameis.
James
Not
Winston.
Jameis, huh? Wow.
Carr's back.
I heard though Jameis is the best rapper in town though. Man, he raps pretty good. Rapping don't get you any points in the NFL. Interceptions give you minus points in the NFL. You know what? There's one difference that the Lions have that the Saints don't, and that's a lot of rest. Okay? Dan the Man Campbell is going to find a way, and, with all those loud, screaming Saint fans, they're going to probably sell their tickets to all the Lion fans, and we'll get Detroit to win and possibly lock up a playoff spot. So there you go. Give me the Lions.
Mike starts talking Lions, and his cat shows up.
That's right.
Detroit's offensive line and their pass rush have struggled the last 2 weeks, excuse me. But Dan Campbell keeps it positive there in Detroit. I think they'll get that straightened out. I learned something about Amon-Ra St. Brown, the outstanding receiver for the Lions. He's got 993 yards and 82 catches. That was a Mr. Universe. And his mom is from Europe, so she made sure he learned 3 languages. So there's some intelligence going on there. Also for Detroit, I love their tight end, Laporta. He always gets open in critical times.
God, yes.
539 yards, 77 catches. For New Orleans, Olave is not likely to play. He suffered a concussion last week, and usually concussed players don't come back the next week. I think Derek Carr is kind of holding back. I used to be a fan of his because he gave the Chiefs such a hard time, but their offense has got problems, and I think he's kind of one of the biggest problems. Defense is good. Carl Granderson and Demario Davis are having big years, but I am going with Detroit in this game. Rob?
Yeah, look at the 4 sides of the ball. Defense, Saints are fine. Lions are fine. Offense, the Lions, you're not sure what you're getting with them, but you know they're capable. Saints, Taysom Hill's the best you got, and he fumbles the ball away. He just does some stupid stuff sometimes. Yeah, Derek Carr is not the answer there, but you know what? I don't know who would be. I really think they probably need more than anybody a running quarterback who could just do some stuff. I don't know. He just tries to do what McCaffrey does, and he's just not good at it. The Lions, they're going to squeak by this one. I think it's going to be a tight game. I think he win last second field goal, 27-26. I don't think he's going to cover, but I think they win.
It
used to be the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. I don't think Carr is a Mercedes-Benz. But I hear that both coordinators are kind of, I don't know if on a hot seat, or at least they're not doing a very good job. The opinions are down there. And the Lions, looking at them, they've been kind of sloppy to me the last month. I mean, they lost to the Packers. The Bears had them, it looked like beaten, and then they scored twice in the last 5 minutes. They had a game in Baltimore a few weeks ago. They got blown out. They had a close game in LA against the Rams. I don't know if they're playing down to their competition or what, but I have a feeling that maybe this is the week they kind of get things going again. And maybe that's a big wake-up call for the Packers beating them. And Saints might take it on the chin as a result. I'm going to take the Lions in this one.
Yes.
The Lions will take advantage of that mini bye they just had. Okay, Campbell had that extra 2 or 3 days to correct some of the shit. This is almost going to be like a week 1 to week 2 where team improves the most usually. Detroit's going to come back here. They're going to lay wood all the way through this thing. I don't think it's going to be even close.
So we're all on Detroit.
Yep.
Next game, we have the Atlanta Falcons.
Oh!
Atlanta is 5-6.
To start this one.
Going
starts it too.
Going to the New York Jets. It's supposed to be 48 degrees with a 50% chance of rain in New York. Jets are 4-7, and we've been talking about Derek Carr. Atlanta got a win last week, partly because of this.
Falcons coming after Carr. Picked off. Jesse Bates. He's got a shot. Bates to midfield, to the 40, to the 30, to the 20. No question. Pick 6. No flags.
That's what Derek Carr is doing for New Orleans. And that game featured 2 great safeties. Jesse Bates had a pick 6. He also forced the fumble when he punched the ball out. And then on the other side, Tyrann Mathieu for New Orleans, he picked off 2 passes as well. Michael's first. Yeah.
Yep.
Uh-oh. Here we go again. Yellow.
Yeah, Mike.
Hey, Bobby. That sack next to you? You owe me a TV. Yeah, you owe me a TV after that play last week. You You gave all those other people TVs from the 100-yard Hail Mary. What about me? I know your team sucks. Yeah, Zach, you gotta learn. You know, I know you went to what, BYU. You should have done your penance for years before you came to the NFL. Man, does your team, Robert, you might be getting on that unemployment line. You and Bill might be friends playing Chinese checkers or something while you wait for your next job. I don't know, but you know how I feel. And then I gotta deal with Desmond. I don't know who's better, you or Desmond. Oh well, I'll figure it out soon. Yeah. See ya. Shine that head real good. Bye. Man, Robert Sal. How do you say it? Saleh. Whatever.
Salo. Robert Salo.
Whatever.
Salem.
Like I said, I told him and Bill are going to be on the unemployment line pretty soon. They're going to be playing Chinese checkers, and then Ritter will get kicked out. I know the Jets are home. I know the Jets had a little bit of a break. I think Watson's going to do the same thing he did last week, but they owe me a television. You heard the story about the TV, right? The Hail Mary TV? You don't know that story?
Yeah, I guess somebody won a free TV because of an end of the half touchdown.
Somebody, a whole bunch of people. A whole bunch of people want a big 80-inch television because of Zachy Poo throwing a Hail Mary 100-yard return interception for a touchdown. That was the story of the week in New York. Give me the Falcons. Bijan Robinson, 100-yard day.
Atlanta is 1-4 on the road. Desmond Ritter has 7 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, and I think the only reason he's probably playing is because Heineke is fighting a hamstring. I think if Heineke was completely healthy, he'd probably be out there. They did finally give Bijan Robinson a chance in the red zone. He scored a touchdown. And I think Atlanta has a much better offensive line than the Jets, so that's why I'm leaning toward Atlanta in this game. The Jets are on a 4-game losing streak. The last 2 home games, they've only scored 19 points and given up 71. That's not competitive. Offensive line's given up 47 sacks, and their offense has scored only 10 touchdowns on the year. So Atlanta should win this game easy. Rob?
Yeah.
Atlanta's favored by 3. Ritter, I don't think he's the same quarterback outdoors as he is indoors. Not indoors, I don't think he's that good, but I think he's a lot worse outdoors. Jets have better defense. Jets have a decent kicking game.
Big deal.
This week it will be a big deal because neither team scored 20 points. Jets 17, Falcons 12. They don't get in the end zone. I'll take the Jets.
Oh, you got Koo for 4 field goals. Okay.
Young Koo.
Yeah, I kind of went back and forth on this one a little bit. Now, I at least considered picking the Jets, but for some reason, the Jets I don't trust their offense at all. I don't trust Wilson at all. At least
you and 18 other people in New York City.
Yeah, at least the Falcons have Ricky Robinson, and I don't know, their defense might play good enough. I just have a feeling the Falcons win this game.
Yours?
Somebody please tell Aaron Rodgers do not try to come back this year with the offensive line they have in New York. Because if he does, his career is going to be over before he gets started again. Somebody give him that message, please. Michael, make that call.
Maybe he'll have 4 more plays. Maybe he'll do 4 more plays.
Atlanta's going to take advantage of it. Atlanta runs football all day long.
Yeah.
Tim?
Yeah, this is my cure for insomnia game of the week. I don't think it's going to be fun at all. Falcons, I want to say Falcons 8, Jets 3.
Yeah. Braves over the Mets 8-3. All right.
The over/under is actually 34 for that game somehow.
Is that 9 innings or stopped in 7?
That's a good call.
They just let the
Just
clock
Matt
run,
Olson with the
running clock all game
Matt
long just to
Olson
get it
and
over with.
Harris with the
Brian,
grand
told you, bud.
with the grand
All right,
slam.
Arizona is 2-10, going to Pittsburgh, who is 7-4, 51 degrees with a 28% chance for rain.
Going up top. Pickens over the shoulder grab for the first down.
Kenny Pickett had his best game last week, and Minka Fitzpatrick is due to return to the defense this week, so they'll have all their stars back. New connection between Pickett and his tight end, Farmouth. Farmouth had as many catches last week as he had all year, and I think that was a result of firing the OC Matt Canada. They finally discovered that there is a tight end in the offense. Harris and Warren have combined for 1,100 yards, and T.J. Watt has 13.5 sacks. Nothing's going well at Arizona except for James Conner. They need to get more pressure on the quarterback. Murray has been okay. Offensive line can't protect him, though, very well. I'm picking Pittsburgh.
Oh, Bob.
Okay, Bob. Well, I see you. And you're first, Michael.
I think it's Rob's turn.
Yeah, we're
Brian, that's right.
I was
We're
first. I
Rob.
just did. So it's Rob's turn.
Ryan just made his.
Well, I'll tell you, Steelers 5.5-point favorites this week. I think it's a little stretch. And people are going to be like, wow, Rob, the Cardinals are not good. The Cardinals played up to their competition a little bit. I mean, they did with Dallas. If it was points, I'd take the Cardinals, but they're not going to win a game. And I do not understand all these people. A lot of them, pretty good knowledge are saying bench Pickett. They're 7-4. They're 7-4. Come on, give him a break, man. The defense is playing good, and he's not turning the ball over. It's a game manager. I just think this one right here could be a real snoozer too. 18-13 Steelers. I don't think he get in the end zone. None.
Pickett's been pretty clutch, like in a fourth quarter, like Jalen Hurts is clutch.
Yep.
Keith?
Yeah, Steelers have a good defense. I think their offense can manage this game pretty well. I still think Murray's capable of making a couple of exciting plays, but he's probably going to make a couple big mistakes as well. And the Steelers, I think, will probably double up the Cardinals in points in this game, maybe 27-13.
Harris?
I'm looking for the Steelers to come out and establish the run game all day long. They don't want to put the ball in Pickett's hands. They don't have to. Let's run the ball, control the clock, win a ball game 13-6.
Tim?
If they control the running game, they should score a lot more than 13 points, especially on a warmer day. But then again, we saw what happened with Iowa State and Kansas State, what happened on a snowy field. I think that the Steelers can put up 20, and they may put up 425. They just broke the 400 mark for the first time in 58 games last week. So I think they'll go for 425 total yards. I'll say 20. Let's go 30-3.
Wow.
Michael?
Oh, how about the idea of Mike Tomlin as coach of the year? Not Kyle Shanahan, not whatever the Philly coach, not
Sirianni.
Yeah, Sirianni. Yeah, Sirius. That's right, like the radio. Not Sirianni.
Not
Shanahan.
Babel.
Not Shanahan. Mike Tomlin. If he keeps this up, he should be coach of the year. Freaking beginning of the year, they wanted to fire his butt. Okay? Kenny Pickett has been underrated all year. He's waking up. He could, I can't say he could be rookie of the year.
So
But-
second year.
Yeah, I
He's a
know.
second
That's
year.
why. But
Sophomore of the year.
he's definitely right now, he could be a top 5 quarterback. Better than Herbert, better than Murray, better than Dobbs. They're gone, even better than Danny Dimes for all I care.
Better than Allen. Better than Josh Allen.
Forget Josh Allen. Forget it. He
Maybe,
knows about
maybe
snow
not.
in
Maybe that's a
Wyoming.
stretch.
All
Maybe
he
that's-
knows about snow in Wyoming. Give me the Steelers.
Talking about coach of the year.
But, you know,
Talk about coach of the year. I think Sirianni is kind of like an adolescent. It was unbelievable things he was screaming at the Chiefs fans after they beat the Chiefs in that game.
oh yeah, not
Yeah.
even Andy Reid. He's got
Nobody ever talks about Andy Reid as coach of the year, but let me tell you something about him. When I was watching KU, a couple of times I was watching KU, their offense is really diverse. They really came up with some they're fun to watch on offense, Kansas University. And I said to the Warrior, I said, man, I hope the Chiefs are watching this. They can learn a few things. And then it turns out that KU's coaching staff over the summer, they went to Andy Reid and he gave them their offense. Just he sat down and he showed them those plays. All right. Next game is the Miami Dolphins, 8-3, going to the Washington Commanders. It's supposed to be 52 degrees, 47% chance of rain, and the Commanders are, they are 4-8 on the season.
And we'll see what Boyle, how far he can throw it, if indeed he throws it, or they try a lateral or whatever here. Meanwhile, he just tries to get away from everybody, throws it into the end zone, into a lot of traffic, and there's a pick on the other side. And coming back from the end zone is Holland, and Holland is out to midfield, and Holland is inside the 40, and Holland is inside the 20. Can you believe this?
There you go, Michael. There's your 100-yard pitch.
Where's my TV?
Rob, you're first.
What'd you say percentage of rain is?
It is 47% for Washington.
40%, 47% chance of rain, 100% chance of an ass whipping. This is going to be bad. 45-24, 9.5 points. I would give it up in my sleep. 9.5 by halftime. 45-24, Dolphins roll. Sadly.
Keith?
Yeah, Washington might be sleepwalking more than the Titans, and they really, boy, after that game against Dallas, that beating, I just don't know if they can get back up off the floor after that. The Dolphins should win this game with no problem. Dolphins. Big.
Harris?
You could see the Dolphins put another 60-point score up this week. It may just happen.
Mm-hmm.
Dolphins in a huge shutout.
Tim?
Let's see. What score do I want to pick here? Let's go 41-0.
Washington?
No.
Washington fired the wrong guy.
Hey, Mike, can you call Ron Rivera for us and find out what he said?
I'm talking to him. I'm going to talk to him in a minute. I'm going to talk to him in a minute. I'm going to actually talk to him right now. There it is. His ringtone. Hello, Ron.
Yes, this is Ron.
Listen. What the hell did you do against Dallas? Oh, my God. You know, I don't know what's worse. You and that Sam guy getting sacked all the time. Or, Ron, you already know that the latest rumor is that the first weekend of January, after that last game, They're calling you into the office. You don't even have to get dressed. You know what's going to happen. You might as well kiss your players goodbye during that game because you are like a class in school. You are history. Okay? You're going to join your buddy Bill. You're going to join your buddy Bill. You're going to join your buddy Robert. You're going to join maybe another coach or two. I don't know yet. I haven't thought about that yet. Maybe Brandon Staley if he doesn't win this game. But, I feel so sorry for you. Sam I am, huh? He's all right. But, you don't protect him. You got to learn how to protect him, just like those stupid New York Jets. Maybe you'll take the Jets job and, you'll have a same idea with Zach, or you could trade Zach or whatever. Anyway, see you on the unemployment line in January. All right, bye.
Well, thanks to Michael, Ron Rivera is going to walk into the GM's office completely naked now.
I'm telling you, they already
But
said
don't worry,
that.
Mike's taking Washington.
You gotta be freaking kidding me! Oh my God! They already said that this morning. That Rivera's it's just about been told that he's done.
Hey, I'd heard he's already been told, but
Yeah.
I hope they
Of course, another fish or mammal. Give me the Dolphins.
It's getting real stale in Washington. They have not won a home game since week 1. The owner wants some answers, so Rivera said fire that guy, and they shipped Del Rio off, the defensive coordinator.
Yeah,
And that's after they got rid of his two top defenders.
Crying out loud.
They're going to fire everybody, I think, in Washington, and they'd like to fire the stadium too. That stadium is just falling apart
all over.
They're talking about building a new stadium on some federal land, and they're trying to get
On
that
federal
going.
land, no less. Oh my God!
Bring them back to RFK.
Rob.
I'd love to see him go back to RFK.
Well, that stadium's not in good shape either.
Rob.
RFK, we went to that. We watched the baseball game there from the upper deck, and that upper deck just swayed and moved every time the people moved. Let's see, for Miami, Jalen Phillips will be out. He's their best defender, but I think Chubb and Wilkins will make up the difference. Tua is having a great year, 70%, 3,100 yards, 22 touchdowns. We're all on Miami Dolphins. I'm picking Miami. Next game is going to take some thought. Denver, 6-5, goes to Houston. They're also 6-5.
He still got his feet in, even though he didn't catch the football. Wilson on third down. Nobody open. Waiting. Lots of time. Buying more. Throws for the goal line. It is incomplete. Adam Troutman with the catch, but he's out of bounds.
Yeah, that was a catch on review. He did have the ball under control in bounds. Who's first on this one? That's Keith.
Keith.
Yeah. Boy, Denver's defense has been tough. Houston, that game against Jacksonville kind of went the way I thought it would. I know Wilson's been playing better. But I think the Texans find a way to sneak through with a little, maybe by a field goal or something. I think they're going to win this game. Probably be close, so I'll go with Houston.
Harris?
I'll agree to a point. It's going to be a close game, but I would not want to be a team having a lineup against Denver right now. They're probably the hottest team in the league right now, and they're doing it in all three phases: offense, defense, special teams. So that said, give me the Broncos. It'll be close, but I'll take Denver.
Tim?
Say, Michael, this was our favorite type of game last week. The Browns and the Broncos.
Mm-hmm.
The scoreagami treat.
Another scoreagami, baby.
That for those, remind me, first time ever in NFL history for a 29-12 final score.
29-12.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, the Broncos defense is playing great. I mean, their offense is doing enough to win. I think they might cause some problems for Stroud. Although Stroud could probably throw for another 300 and they'd still lose. Underrated game of the week, I'll say that much. Give me the Broncos and a squeaker.
Okay. Michael?
This is a good game. I'm going to enjoy watching this because Russell's there. Ciara will show up, even though they're the road team. The fans in Houston are psycho. And let me tell you, I know I kind of say it. CJ Stroud, you might as well just give him the Rookie of the Year right now if he doesn't get hurt. Houston's got a good offense. That catch, but that catch by Talkman, by Wilson's throw and Talkman's catch, that was probably one of the best catches you will ever see. My wife even said, watching that, she said when they called it incomplete, she said that was a touchdown because his knee was down. Okay? I am going to go with the home team and take the Texans to win. It's going to be close. It might be a field goal game. So give me the Texans to win in a close one.
If you compare the two quarterbacks, Stroud and Wilson, Stroud's got a lot more yards, 3,200 yards to Wilson's 2,100 yards, but the touchdown ratio is about the same. Stroud, 19 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Wilson, 20 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. The running game kind of favors Denver. Pierce has been kind of a disappointment, averaging only 3.1 yards. I know they have another running back also who has been better. But Denver's going to need to block Greener, Rankins, and Anderson. And I think Houston last week got screwed a little bit. There was a PI called in the end zone. That was not a pass interference, and that led to a touchdown. And then the kick at the end that could have at least tied it for Houston, Amendola from about 58 yards, doinked it off the crossbar right in the middle. And then they let him go. He got fired last week for missing the
Ouch.
Yeah, ouch.
For a 58-yarder that hits the
crossbar.
He hit the bottom thing. I know.
Yeah, three more inches.
Amendola.
3 more inches of power, and it bounces over the crossbar.
If it wasn't for a delay of game or some kind of penalty, he would have gotten it.
Houston has had the best draft out of last year with Stroud and Tank Dell, who's having a terrific year. And then finally, Wilson Jr. is doing it from the defensive end. I had a hard time figuring this game, but I'm kind of leaning toward Houston. I'll take the Texans. Rob?
Broncos won 5 in a row. You said how many yards has Russell Wilson thrown for?
He's throwing for 21.99.
Yeah, majority of that's been in those 5 games because the first 5 or 6, he was pretty much shut out. I mean, they did nothing right. They couldn't get out of each other's way quick enough. Coach all of a sudden turned stuff around, and then all of a sudden we're just seeing a different team. Houston's a different place to play, though. Houston's favored by 3 in this ball game. I think they're the better team. I really do. I think offensively, defensively, even special teams, I think they're better. 34-23. I don't even think it's going to be that close. I like the Texans in this ball game.
All right, next game is the Carolina Panthers. And Carolina is 1-10. They're going to Tampa Bay where it'll be 78 degrees, very slight chance of rain. And Tampa Bay is 4-7. Who's first on this one?
Harris.
Harris, yep.
Harris?
Yeah, this game won't even be close. Tampa Bay in a rout.
Tim?
I don't know if such a route. I mean, you figure that you might get that new coach bump. So instead of maybe being a, say, 3-touchdown game. Maybe it's a 2-touchdown game. I'll still take Tampa to win.
Michael?
You know, this is the time. This is the time. Baker Mayfield, you're a good quarterback, but I think the Panthers are going to find a way to play for their new coach. I don't know. Bryce Young, who's their backup?
Andy Dalton.
Oh, Ginger.
I don't know
why
who
I
the
haven't
backup
seen
is.
Ginger much this
I'm
year.
not sure if he is. I'm not sure if he
He
is.
was earlier this year, I think, but I don't know.
I
if
think he's still there. I think
I
Well,
think
he
you're
might have
right.
been injured, though.
I just have this feeling because anytime I watch something, it's like in baseball. You fire the manager or the manager resigns and they get a new interim manager or something like that. And usually the players will go out and play for him because they can get they might get some kind of an advantage. I may be on the island this week. I'm going to go with Carolina. The breaded corned beef rice.
Carolina's offensive line can't protect Bryce Young. They've given up 43 sacks. It's kind of been a lost year for Bryce Young.
They can't protect Zach Wilson. Look where he is.
Next draft, they got a 2, 3, 4, 2 5s, and a 6. That's all they got. Rumor is that somebody asked the broadcaster Greg Olson if he would like to be the coach of the Carolina Panthers, and he said that if offered, he would be interested.
I'll coach the Panthers.
Tampa Bay last week gave up 400 yards on offense. That's kind of uncharacteristic. They gave up 155 yards rushing and 250 passing. Mike Evans is having a good year, 850 yards. And that Kalijah Cansey, that defensive tackle from Pittsburgh, when he gets on the field, he's been very effective. He's got 3 sacks and 8 tackles for loss, but he's not a starter yet. I'm with Tampa Bay. I'm not going to pick Carolina. It might be more than a year before I pick Carolina, Rob.
Oh man, I'll tell you, this is one I had to kind of struggle with a little bit. I'm kind of with Mike on. Well, yeah, you got a brand new coach coming in there, but they're going to Tampa. They're not as good a team. They just don't have the weapons, man. They just don't. I mean, that's like going into a gunfight with a knife. You just don't have much chance. I don't like it, but I wouldn't bet this game for the world. Bucks are favored by 6. I think they win by 6. 27-21. I think it's going to actually be a good ball game, but yeah, I just can't see Carolina win this game.
So you're predicting a push.
I'm predicting a push in this game. I would not bet it.
I like what Tim said. I kind of think that the new coach might give him a little bump, but boy, Young just doesn't have much confidence right now. Putting somebody new at head coach, I don't know if that's going to help him. Baker Mayfield, I have a little more confidence in than him, the quarterback, Young. What else was I going to say about this? Oh, I heard that Jeff Saturday has offered to replace Frank Reich again. He's willing to step in. But the Panthers they need an off season here quick, and it's coming quick. Tampa Bay will find a way to pull this out.
All right, next game is Cleveland at the Los Angeles Rams. Cleveland is 7-4, and the Rams are 5-6.
Punt from the Ram 22. Kyron Williams adding to his rush total. And there he goes. Williams. All the way down to the 22-yard line of Arizona, and Jalen Thompson saved a touchdown.
Not much tackling there at the line of scrimmage.
Tim, you're first.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, the Browns sure got banged up against the Broncos. They said that Garrett will play. I'm not sure about Fragile Ward, Denzel Ward. All he seems to do is get injured. and Thompson Robinson will start.
Amari Cooper's ribs, how's he going to be?
Yes, and Amari Cooper is healthy as well. If the Browns win this one, it would have to be in the 14-10 range. I just don't see it being that. I'll take the Rams to win. I'll say 19-10.
Michael?
You said Cooper's back and the defense. Is Myles Garrett healthy? Yes.
Yeah.
I think Pafew is going to have some bad dreams about him going into this game. The running game from the Rams woke up last week. The Rams are home. That doesn't stop me. I think Cleveland's trying to send some kind of a message. I think Cleveland's going to find a way to keep track in that crazy AFC North, and I don't know why. It's indoors, so that's not a big factor. So why not? Let's go. No, Bernie is on vacation this week, but we'll go with Cleveland. Let's take the Browns and see what happens.
Attaboy, Bob.
Could happen.
Yeah.
Now, DTR was concussed. Did you say he's going to be ready to play? Usually they don't come back in 1 week after concussion.
Yeah, if PJ Walker has to play, then really
PJ pajamas.
Yeah, whether combined, they're 2 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. It's not great.
Yeah, they have scored probably a combined 20 points in his 3 starts.
Yeah. So the Rams, to me, they look like an ascending team. Kyron Williams had 143 yards last week. They're getting another running back, Ronnie Rivers, is expected to return. Puka Nakoa's sailing right along. He's got 924 yards and 73 catches. The biggest thing about the Rams to me is last year they had no offensive line. This year their offensive line is playing well. They've only given up 22 sacks and they're run blocking. So I know Cleveland's got a tough defense, but I'm with the Rams on this game. Rob?
I went back and forth in this game too, man. I tell you what, I think Cleveland came home from Sunday, which they could have stayed out west. Huh?
I think they stayed out there.
Oh, you think they stayed out?
Yes.
I thought I'd heard something about they came home. Okay.
I think they petitioned the NFL to let them schedule the Rams after the Broncos so they could just stay out to the West Coast.
Okay.
Well, most of these teams have done this year.
That's going to help them. Rams 4.5-point favorites. I don't see that, man. That's way too much. I think the Rams win this game, but 23-21. If I had the points, I'd take it. I'd take it Browns all the way. But I think the Rams to win straight.
You got the Rams, okay. Keith?
I predicted that the Browns defense was going to step up big last week and that they would beat Denver, and then that didn't happen. Denver might be playing better than the Rams, but then again, the Rams have been playing fairly tough this year, and they came off a fairly good game against the Cardinals on the road. I think the Rams probably, their offense does a little more than Cleveland's this week. So I'm going to take the Rams to win this game.
Harris?
Normally, I go against a team from the East Coast going to the West Coast. But since Cleveland did have the opportunity to at least stay out there this past week, now I have to come back here, go back there, back and forth, getting used to the time changes. Their body should be well acclimated to it. I think they're going to run the ball well. The only thing I worry about on that Ram defense is Darnold. That's it. Other than that, they control line of scrimmage. They win the ball game. Brown.
You're picking Cleveland. Okay. Now we come to I think the game of the week. San Francisco at Philadelphia. San Francisco's 8-3. It's supposed to be 51 degrees with a 44% chance of rain in Philadelphia. The Eagles are 10-1.
This would be a backbreaker for Buffalo fans, and this would be the pedigree of championship teams.
There goes Hurts. Hurts to the end zone, and the Eagles have won it in overtime.
They're bringing those four now. Gino in trouble, and they got to him. Gino tracked down by Bosa off. 1-on-1. This brings some heat. Geno Smith in some trouble, trying to escape. Can't do it. Niners get to him for a big sack. You're on it. Here they come. Smith sacked. The pressure gets
moved Yamador Lenore into the slot. They may be even better.
Got him. Gino got him down by the legs. Helmet comes off.
Geno Smith did not have a chance against San Francisco's defensive line.
He probably thought he had Donald after him all game long.
Everybody thought that last week was the game of the year between the Bills and the Eagles. This might be the next game of the year. Who's first?
Michael.
Yeah, I'm just trying to check on something. No, there's no phone call about this. I want to know who's going to be the referee for this game. That's going to be a very important. That's an important factor. I don't know who's got the game because this is going to be one heck of a game to watch. I don't know. It's very difficult because San Francisco's defense is really good with Bosa and
Alex Kemp.
Who?
Alex Kemp's crew had Alex Kemp.
Okay, he's not bad. He's not, as long as it's not Sean Smith or something like that, then I don't have a problem with that. Philly, I think shot their load. Philly might have shot their load for a week in this game. They have a tough schedule ahead of them. They don't have to worry about winning the division because they've basically, except for Jerry, but they don't have to worry about Jerry this week. And the 49ers are in good shape also. The only difference that I'm thinking about is that the home team is probably going to have the big advantage, and that's Philadelphia, because it's West Coast going East Coast. And you know my theory about that. I have to really think about it, and I think my instinct is telling me go Eagles.
All right, San Francisco should have the ultimate motivation in this game. They feel like they were probably denied their chance with the injury to Brock Purdy. Can't get that image out of my mind of Kittle going over to Purdy and asking him if he could throw the ball left-handed in the championship game last year. San Francisco's defensive line is coming on. Bosa kind of got off to a slow start this year, but he is rolling now, along with Hargrave, who they got from the Eagles, tremendous defensive tackle. I also think San Francisco has a better secondary than Philadelphia secondary, and San Francisco's coming off a mini bye. Philadelphia's had to run a gauntlet. They had to play the Chiefs, then they had to play the Bills, and now they got the 49ers in successive weeks. Mm-hmm. That's a tough challenge. Philly has been outgained by an average of 98 yards in the last 4 games, but they won those games. They're 7-1 in one-score games, but 5 of those have been against sub-500 teams. Hurts is not having an overwhelming season, but he's unbelievable in the clutch. I think it's going to be another great game, but I am picking San Francisco. Ron?
Yeah, I see San Francisco's 2.5-point favorites in this game. I don't see it. Eagles They don't lose at home. They just do not lose at home. Niners might be the second best team in the NFC. They ain't the best. Philly's the best team in the NFC, and they might be the best team in all of football. Quarterback, I think they got the advantage. Defensive line, I think they got the advantage. You say defensive backs, the thing is, they got a guy that can run the football, and that's what happened the other night. That's how they broke Buffalo's back. It could be messy weather. I don't think that hurts San Francisco in the least if it's raining or whatever, but I think they're going to be all over Purdy. I like Brock Purdy. I root for them. I hope they win. I don't think they do. 2.5 points the other way, nah. 34-30, Eagles win this game.
Keith?
Yeah, something about second straight road game for the 49ers. This one in a tough place to play, and I think they might be a little better on a neutral field against the Eagles. They might beat them in San Francisco. I just don't feel them winning this game this week. And then the weather up in the Northeast should be a big factor, but but it could be sloppy. I just think the Eagles will find a way to win this game.
Yours?
And I'm going to go against all of you. I think the 49ers are going to win this game. McCaffrey's going to be the star of this game.
Okay.
I'm with you, Harris. I picked San Francisco. Tim? Is Tim still on the phone?
Yeah.
He did say Eagles over the Niners. It gets to him.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, he said that. Yeah, he said that.
Okay, yep. Okay. Yep. All right.
We can always ask him.
The Sunday night game is going to be Kansas City going to Lambeau Field. Sorry. It's supposed to be 36 degrees, 31% chance of rain. It could be a sloppy game as well. Green Bay is 5-6. Who's first on this one?
It's you.
Okay.
You.
Yep, you get to go first.
Kansas City is trying to get the number 1 seed in the AFC. They hold the tiebreakers over Miami and Jacksonville since they beat them. The offensive line has allowed only 14 sacks all season, but still the tackles are not. Donovan Smith's been pretty good. Juwan Taylor is killing us with penalties. Last week it seems like they're finally settling on what they've got in the wide receiver room, and that's Rashid Rice, the rookie. And they featured Rice, they featured Pacheco, and they featured Kelsey. They have been trying to disperse the ball everywhere, and they've been saying, well, it's hard to prepare for a team that's got 9 different receivers and stuff. But I think as we move toward the playoffs, the Chiefs are going to get away from that, and they're going to rely on those 3 as they did against the Raiders. Love is coming off it. I was calling him but now I'm back to Love. He's coming off 2 great games, 590 yards the last 2 weeks, 5 touchdowns. But the Chargers secondary and the Lions secondary is not as good as the Chiefs secondary. So I think Love is going to find that out. Green Bay has one of the youngest rosters. Christian Watson finally is going. He had a great game last week. They're trying to win their division. They're trying to make the playoffs. They're going to have 2 motivated teams. And I am picking Kansas City. Rob?
Yeah, Chiefs. Once in a while you get these schedules where you don't have to play nobody, and they're not playing nobody. The only team they got left is the Bills on their schedule. Really, I mean, let's be for real about it. They should go 5-1 or 6-0. This ain't gonna be a game. Just like the Raiders won a game. Raiders gave them a game for a half or whatever. They'll find a way to win. Chiefs, I'll enjoy this one because I can't stand the Packers. That's one team I really like to see them bury them. 38-15. The Pack doesn't even get in the end zone. They're going to bury them.
The Packers have won maybe about 3 in a row or so, but the one against the Lions was clearly the best one that they had. Love's stats haven't been too bad lately, but I don't see them beating the Chiefs. Chiefs too much defense. Mahomes, I think, will be a little bit too much for the Packers to stop for a whole 4 quarters. I'll go with for the Chiefs to win this game.
Harris?
Yeah, the Chiefs are head and shoulders better than this team in all three phases. Once again, offense, defense, special teams. Christ, they're probably even better in the locker room. Pacheco, look for him for about 160 yards this week. Chiefs.
Tim says Chiefs over Packers. Yep, got you, Tim.
Okay, and then Michael?
Hello? Taylor! Listen! Where the heck have you been? Yeah, your boyfriend had to have KFC? Your boyfriend had to have KFC last week? You know, KFC or fricassee. Uh-huh. I know you were in South America, but you gotta get some time with him. Plus, you gotta go with him to Lambeau. He's never really played in Lambeau. Uh-huh. Yeah, you get to see Simone. You and Simone can sit and yak it up. Uh-huh. I know it's just gonna be cold, but she likes to sit in the cold with, she wants to sit in that front row. So you better make sure you bundle up and watch your man play. Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay. Shake it up, girl. Bye. Well, everybody is gone with the Chiefs in this one. Why break the string? I know it's been a long time since the Chiefs have played there, but the Chiefs are the better team than Jordan Love. Okay? Mahomes, Love, Mahomes, and Kelsey. If Taylor shows up, Travis will have about another 100-yard game, which will be good. But Taylor's got to show up. So by that reason and logic, let's go with the Chiefs.
I think Travis went that. He said he was going to do KFC, but I think he went back with his family in Philadelphia for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, fricassee at KFC. That's what I heard.
Fricassee.
But Jordan Love, I think this game could be close.
To be a 3rd down and 3. Going for the end zone for Watson. He's got it. Touchdown, Green Bay.
That dance was for Taylor, by the way. That's what I'm thinking. I'm worried about that.
Watson, Mahomes, underneath, Rice on the move, deep block by Marquez Valdez-Scantling. That is a Kansas City touchdown.
So Rashid Rice, Watson's kind of a tall receiver. He'll probably be covered by L'Jarius Sneed. I thought McDuffie was going to cover A.J. Brown last week. Sneed did, and he got beat the first half, but he shut down A.J. Brown in the second half. All right, our last game for the NFL is the Monday night game. That is the Bengals at the Jacksonville Jaguars. Cincinnati is 5-6. It's supposed to be 68 degrees, but a 32% chance of rain in Jacksonville. Jacksonville is 8-3 on the season.
Lawrence looking deep for Christian Kirk. He's got him. Kirk, stiff arm at the 10, 5, and he puts the ball out to the pylon. No signal yet. 1 second on the clock.
Rob, I think, are you first?
Yeah. The Jags tend to play down to their competition. They really do. When it's a good team, they tend to play better. And when they play a team that's kind of down, and the Bengals are down now without their quarterback, their starting quarterback, they're still a good team. If they could get any quarterback play, they could be in the playoffs. I don't think they will get it. Jags are 8-point favorites this week. I don't see that. I just think the Jags win this game, but I don't see them ripping them apart or anything. 33-29, I think the Bengals come to play, but they're just not as good a team, especially with no Burrow. I'll take the Jags.
Yeah, Bengals defense might be able to keep it close for a while, but I think the Jaguars eventually wear them down and put this game away somewhere in the third quarter. Jaguars.
No Burrow brings sorrow to Cincinnati. Jaguars.
And do we know who Tim wants?
Tim's right off the phone. Perfect timing. And Tim says,
You're muted, Tim.
You're mute.
Tim says,
Jaguars over Bengals.
all right.
Yeah, Michael?
You know, this could have been a wonderful, wonderful game if Joe Burrow was still there. But they're playing down there, and right now the Jaguars are more prevalent than AEW and Tony. I like Cincinnati. They got a good defense, and the Burrow's injury kills him. Got to go with the Jaguars. Got to go with them.
I actually think that the Jaguars' defense is better than Cincinnati. Josh Allen's having an incredible year, 12 sacks, 10 tackles for loss. Walker and Olukun are very good linebackers for Jacksonville. And I think without Burrow, Cincinnati has been pretty much an average team. Their offense is 23rd. Their defense is 19. That's about as middle of the road as it gets. Offensive line's allowed 31 sacks. Jake Browning is playing quarterback for Cincinnati. He's decent. He's not bad. But I think Jacksonville will win this game. And that concludes our NFL portion of the show. And if you want to stay around, we will talk about the
Still got our locks.
the locks.
Yeah.
Cannot forget the locks.
The lock box.
We have our lock box, and that is right here. And let me see, in the lock box, Mike, you had Miami.
Of course.
Dolphins.
Ding, ding,
And
ding, ding, ding.
they win. They carry.
Keith, you not only went 12-4, but your lock was solid.
Yep. Ding, ding, ding with the Ravens. Yep.
Rob, you had
I had the
time of
Chiefs. Yeah, I took the Chiefs all the way. Yeah, that was
There you go. Ding, 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 ding.
not a problem. Yep.
Harris for Thanksgiving. You took the Lions, and
Womp, 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 womp.
that was a stumble.
Yeah.
And I had the
Cowboys.
on Thanksgiving.
All right, not bad.
Yeah. So Harris goes first this week.
I will take Jacksonville.
Okay.
Take Jacksonville. Okay.
All right.
Harris takes
Let's go with who had the worst records, although some of us tied. So let's see.
Do you want to go?
Yeah,
on
they're all 11-5.
Did you want to go on percentages for the season, or you just want to start with Tim and work your way around? We can go with Tim if you want to.
Let's go with the percentages for the season.
That's definitely me.
So Rob,
yeah, you give me the wide open play, I'll take it. I'll take the Chiefs again.
okay, Kansas City, and then next up would be
Looks like that would be me.
I think Tim. Yeah,
I think it's Tim. Yep, it's Tim.
I believe the Miami Dolphins are open, so I will take them.
I saw that. I was wondering where that pick was going to be. How soon? How quick?
I like Dallas. I'll take Dallas.
Okay.
All right, Keith, it's you next, bro.
Well, actually, Keith did the best of the bunch.
Well, Keith was next on the.
Mike has got the best overall for the year, though.
Yeah, so
Okay.
Keith is next on.
Go ahead, Keith.
Keith 63.
All right.
He's not stealing mine.
Yeah. He's going to steal yours, Mike.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is.
I got two ways to go here.
A lot of people said that in the past.
Would anybody take the Jaguars already?
No.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Harris
Yeah,
takes
I did.
Jaguars.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll go with who was I gonna go with?
I don't know.
I had somebody.
Oh, I know who you're going with, but I ain't gonna say it.
Go your
Well, I got
way.
Well,
I'm gonna go with the I almost went with the Chiefs, but I'm gonna go with the
Well, you
Steelers.
couldn't because I took the Chiefs, so you couldn't.
Oh, did you? Okay, I'll
Yeah.
go with the Steelers.
Yeah, I thought maybe you would. I told you, Mike. I told you he's gonna steal it from you. I kind of said that he's gonna steal it from you. I said,
Oh.
go for it, Mike.
Then you know what?
Go for the Jets.
Even
You
though
know
you're
what,
not taking,
Joe? I'm
even though you're not taking it.
I'm gonna take their opponents. Flybirds. Let's go Falcons. Let's do the
Wow.
well, I'll be able to win to the Jets this week.
I almost said Chargers, but gosh, I can't trust that team.
I was thinking.
I'm surprised nobody said the Lions. I'm surprised nobody said the Lions over the Saints.
No, I was going away from
I
that.
thought maybe that was going to be the one that was going to get picked.
Oh.
We all picked them, or the Colts. Well, Colts, Titans, we all picked them, but me. But
Okay.
everybody else took the Colts.
Rob took. Okay, so you had. Let's see. Take San Francisco. Yeah, we got that.
Take the
You had
Rolls
the.
Niners.
You had to do that to me. Oh,
And then
So
Bob
this
missed
week, oh, I'm sorry. Go for it, Ken. I'm sorry.
Well, he missed the Monday night game, the Bengals and the Jaguars. Because
okay. Are we ready for the NCAA? This is-
sure, ain't much there.
we got, no,
The only
we
thing
got
that really
title
happened
week.
this
We're
week
going to talk about
was-
5
was
games.
that Ohio State falls to number 7. 6, I mean 6 behind Oregon. So
Yep.
Where's Liberty?
24th.
24th and
Freaking,
State.
what are they, 12-0? And never mind.
They're going to be playing New Mexico State in their title game.
Right. They'll get to play Friday night. They'll be on TV.
I know that. Hey, James Madison's going bowling.
No, James Madison does not get a bowl because they
Yeah.
moved up.
Yeah,
They moved up to P1. They're
They said
done.
Yeah,
today that
they were-
bowling.
The waiver was approved.
Oh,
It was
was it?
approved this week.
Yes, it was.
Really?
Yes, sir. Because there's not 82 teams bowl eligible.
Wow. Now, the thing is, they should be able to play in their conference championship then.
Probably.
They are.
That I
They
don't
should
know.
be in. Oh no, they have one loss. Never mind.
They should be in their
Liberty
conference
should be
championship
up there because
they
they ain't
got
got
removed from
lost.
their they got removed from their conference championship because they were not bowl eligible. So
Oh, that's right. Coastal's in that game. That's right.
yeah, they blew Coastal out to water last week.
Yeah, they did.
Right.
Beat them by 40 points. So yeah.
But yeah,
Right,
that was a big story on MSN yesterday. Matter
okay.
of fact,
That's cool.
Matt-
That's cool.
James Madison.
Let's start with the Pac-10. Their
All
title game is going to be on Friday. Oregon and Washington. Oregon beat Oregon State last week 31-7. Washington beat Wazoo 24-7. Oregon's
24.
offense is 2. Their defense is 7.
That game was a
I
lot
think
closer
Bo
than
Nix
that.
is probably got the Heisman wrapped up. I mean, 79%, 3,900 yards, 37 touchdowns, only 2
So you think it's Bo
interceptions.
Nix? You think it's Bo Nix's Heisman?
I think it's his to lose, yeah.
Yeah.
They've got-
I thought this game didn't affect it. I thought this game didn't affect it, Heisman.
when did they vote the Heisman?
I
I think it's before the
thought-
Bowls, but
I don't know. Maybe it does. Maybe it does.
think the title
thought-
games
I thought this game
maybe
did
do.
not affect it, but maybe it does.
Definitely playing on Sunday will be Bucky Irvin. He's got 1,043 yards, 6.4 average, and they got a defensive tackle worth taking a look at, Brandon Dorless, 6'3", 285 with 5 sacks, and he's knocked down 8 passes as well for Oregon. Oregon's got a defense. Washington is 48 on defense. compared with Oregon's 7. They're 11 on offense. They beat Oregon the first time around by 3 points, 33-30.
Liberty.
I think that Oregon's best player, though, is Roman Adunzi, that receiver. Penix is going to go high, but so is Roman Adunzi. Adunzi's 1,326 yards with 73 catches. I'm picking Oregon to get revenge. Rob?
Yeah, Oregon 9.5-point favorites after losing to this team earlier in the year. Kind of surprising they're that many points. I think they win 2, but no way in the world. If I was betting, I'd take 9.5 points and I'd take Washington. They're going to keep this thing within a touchdown. 36-31, Oregon wins.
Keith?
Yeah, I just feel like Oregon as a team has been playing a little better than Washington lately. And they had a chance to beat Washington. Washington got the ball back with like a minute and a half to go, and Penix did what he needed to do to complete those 2 passes. It looked like a Heisman moment when he completed the second one in the end zone. But like Brian said, I think that Oregon gets a little revenge here.
Harris?
I think Oregon has had the time to put a decent game plan into effect here for the revenge. And when Rob told me that line was 9.5, I asked him if he was crazy. It should be somewhere around 5.5, 6 at the most. Give me Oregon.
And you found out both things were true, that the line was 9.5 and Rob is crazy.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hiding behind that picks the post.
Well, that's just more evidence.
Yeah, Washington struggled. They had to have a last-second field goal, which Penix couldn't watch to beat Wazoo. But I guess it's better than being the Beavs. Beavs.
Yeah, the Beavs.
That's what it looks like when they have Beavs on the front of the uniforms.
And then their coach left and went to Michigan State, huh? Is that true?
Yeah, that's true. Yes, he did. But all the coaches in this game are staying put. Is it a neutral field?
Yeah.
I want
Yeah.
to say
Allegiant. That's right.
Allegiant. Vegas.
It's in
Vegas, baby.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. So that's cool. Yeah.
Oh boy, on a neutral field, I'll go ahead and go with Oregon to take this.
Mike?
Michael Phoenix should be winning the Heisman Trophy. Don't care about Bo Nix. How many years has Bo Nix played? 6, 7, 8? He probably has a full gray beard on him right now. I'm going to go with Washington.
Yeah, that pandemic year kind of throws
I bottle over.
people off, too.
I'm on the island.
Some of these guys have been in college forever.
Don't you want to have a coconut?
And then on Saturday,
Top of the standings board.
the Oregon game is a Friday night game at 7 p.m. on ABC. At 11 a.m. on ABC, Oklahoma State is playing. Yeah, this happened before. Oh, this could be a bad omen. The Longhorn logo fell off.
I put it in midfield. There you go.
Yeah.
Oklahoma State will be at Texas. Oklahoma State beat BYU last week, 40-34. Texas destroyed Texas Tech, 57-7.
They play Cowboy Stadium, don't they?
Yep, ATT. Jimmy.
Big 12 championship, yeah, I was at AT&T.
Yep.
Oklahoma State features Ollie Gordon, 1,580 yards rushing, 6.4 average. They got a couple of pretty good linebackers, and Nick Barton and Colin Oliver, who each have 6 sacks apiece and 15 tackles for loss. Texas, the thing about them, they played the number 2 strength of schedule. They've had a tough schedule. So people think about Texas and how they struggle in some of their games, but they have had a difficult schedule, much more than some of these other teams. Texas features Jonathan Brooks at running back, 1,139 yards, 6.1 average. Xavier Worthy is their best end, 883 yards. And they got 2 defensive tackles that I think the NFL's taking a hard look at. Byron Murphy, who's 6'1", 297, and Tavondra Sweat, He was 6'4", 340 pounds, and he can move.
How big was the first guy you mentioned at tackle, defensive tackle?
297, about 300 pounds.
Oh, okay. I thought you said 207. I was going to say that isn't very big
No.
for defensive tackle.
I think Texas will have an easy time with Oklahoma State myself. What do we want to
Or
go?
was it me this time?
Well, Rob can go.
Or Rob?
Yeah, let's just. Yeah.
Texas favored by 14 points. Too much. Too much, man. Oklahoma State,
Gundy.
they can play against these teams and beat these teams. They've beaten Oklahoma. This is a team I think is looking for a little bit of revenge. Quinn Ewers better be on his best, because if he's not, they're going to get beat. I think Ewers is on his best this week. They're not going to cover 14. 45-35, I'll take Texas.
I just can't forget that Oklahoma State game against UCF. That just, oh boy. That was the one where they lost, like, what was it, 45-3 or something?
Yeah.
The Bob Bryant upset special of the year. Seriously.
Texas.
That was our one big misstep.
Oh, Texas. If you didn't hear me.
Okay, Harris?
No. The only thing that can hurt Texas in this game is discipline. As long as they stay disciplined, stay away from the stupid penalties, they control this field from goal line to goal line.
Okay, Bob. Have a good night.
Take Texas.
Okay.
Yeah, these championship games seem usually to be closer than 2 touchdowns. I mean, yeah, blowouts happen, but not so much thinking about this one. Maybe it'd be like a 13 points. I'll take Texas, though.
Mike?
Texas, Oklahoma State might be the last time we see these two teams play each other for a while. But it's going to be Texas scoring, then Oklahoma State scores, then Texas scores, then Oklahoma State scores. The defense forgets to show up. They're buying tacos. Texas scores again, and then Oklahoma State scores again. And then they have the cotton candy break. Texas will score one more time. Oklahoma State will punt the ball. Texas will score another field goal, and Texas will end up winning the game by like maybe 10 points.
Will they still have the Salvation Army buckets out there?
Yeah, they will.
Until Christmas.
Yep.
But no chicken bones.
Actually, they stay there through the playoffs.
Yeah. No chicken bones.
They played some Big 12 championship games at Arrowhead Stadium. I remember one of them where K-State upset Oklahoma. And Ori and I went to an Applebee's for dinner that night, and the Applebee's was full of Oklahoma fans. It was so quiet in there. It was unbelievably quiet. Nobody was talking. They just were sitting there eating. They couldn't believe that they'd lost.
Oh, somebody was saying that, around Columbus, after the game against Michigan, it's like if Ohio State would have won that game, everybody would have went out to eat. But because Michigan won, it was like you had your pick of wherever you wanted to go.
The psychos, man.
Michigan's not that far from Columbus. The next game is also on the neutral site. That's going to be 3 p.m. CBS game. The SEC championship, Georgia, 12-0. They're rated number 1. Alabama, 11-1. They're rated number 8. Georgia beat Georgia Tech last week, 31-3. And Alabama beat Auburn in a close game, very close game, 27-24, where they had to come from behind in the end.
So they didn't allow that touchdown on the return at the end? They said that wasn't on the, what was it, the interception or something on the last play? Remember first they called it a touchdown for Alabama, and then they were wondering if he stepped out of bounds. You know what I'm talking about,
They gave it to him. They gave him a touchdown.
What was it, 33 to
6? They didn't count the extra point.
Okay.
They did. That right. It was 27-24 was the
final score was 27-24. Milrow had the late touchdown. Let's see. Georgia's offense is 8th. Their defense is number 6. Their strength of schedule, though, is only 67 in the country, whereas Alabama's strength of schedule was 27th. They had a hard schedule.
Come here, buddy.
Okay, I'm out.
Bye.
Brock Bowers is probably Georgia's best player. He's got 51 catches at tight end in 9 games, 661 yards. Tyke Smith, a defensive back, with 4 interceptions and 63 tackles. Alabama, they give you a balanced attack between the quarterback who can throw it or run, and then they got McClellan at running back and Jermaine Burton and Isaiah Bond as receivers. Alabama's offense is 17th. Their defense is 15th. I think Georgia's going to win. Georgia has been better tested. And like that Missouri game was a war, and Alabama prevailed there in the fourth quarter. I think this will be a war, but I think Alabama's got a little bit more than Alabama. I think Georgia's got a little bit more than Alabama. I'm picking Georgia.
Yeah, I saw this line, 5 points, man. I'll tell you what, I think it's a little high. I really do. That Alabama plays everybody close. I don't care who you put them against, and I don't care where they play. They play people close. Generally, they come out on top. They're not as good a team as Georgia in this instance. They're not. Alabama will not play in, they won't be in the Final Four in the playoffs. But 5 points, you give them to me, I'll take them all day. 33-31. Georgia wins on the last second field goal to win this game.
Keith?
How does Georgia's quarterback this year compare to Stetson Bennett?
Much better. Beck is 72% with 3,495 yards, 22 touchdowns, 6 receptions. They throw the ball more this year than they did with Stetson Bennett, though.
Yeah, Alabama had a tough time there against Auburn. They shouldn't have won that game. It was pretty much handed to them at the end. Georgia's just seems like they've been playing really good lately. I think Georgia wins this game.
Harris?
This game will be over by halftime, Georgia.
Wow.
Tim?
Game will not be over by halftime because Saban won't let it be done by halftime.
I agree.
I think maybe Georgia might score like something late. They give it I'd say 11-point, margin of victory. So I'll still take Georgia.
We're talking about coaches of the year. I think Saban's done a terrific job this year because when Alabama started, they were not real good. I mean, they had some deficiencies. They're much better now than they were beginning of the season.
And Penrose has gotten better, it seems like, as the season.
Milrow,
yeah, Milrow. I'm sorry.
Keith. I mean, not Keith. Michael. What you got, bro?
Oh, since Alabama has 1 loss and Georgia has 0 losses, the logic is we're going to take the team that has 0 losses. And it's like a home game because they're playing in Atlanta. Georgia.
Be careful, Michael. Saban might call you if he hears you say something like that.
No, I gotta talk. I don't talk to Nicky Boy.
He's gonna be squawking like that Affleck.
Oh yeah, I know the duck. No, he's got to find a new partner now because Dion's gone.
All right, the ACC championship is going to be Louisville. We kind of got exposed last week against Kentucky, losing to Kentucky 31-38. At Florida State, who beat Florida 24-15. Louisville is 32nd in the country in offense, 25 on defense, 55 on strength of schedule. Their best player, I think, is Jawar Jordan, running back, 1,076 yards, 6.4. Jamari Thrash is a good wide receiver. They've got 801 yards. And they've got a small defensive lineman, talking about defensive lineman, Ashton Gillette. I think he's only like about 212, but he's got 11 sacks and 14.5 tackles for loss. Florida State, Rodemaker is replacing Jordan Travis, who is injured. He's passing for 57%, 510 yards, 5 touchdowns, and no interceptions. So he's done a serviceable job in relief of Jordan Travis. Troy Benson's our running back, 838 yards, 6.1. And Jared Verse and Kalen Deloche are their best defenders. I am picking Florida State. Rob, you may have something to say about the way they're treating Florida State.
The Florida State quarterback, he's been to 2 different head doctors this week since he took that big hit Saturday night, and come back clear both ways, but they're not sure who they're going to start yet. They said they still could start that number 3 guy. They're the better team here. Something tells me they're going to squeak it, make it so close. Louisville is only a 3.5-point dog here. I think this is where all hell breaks loose with Oregon, Texas, and everything else. Florida State loses this game, 27-21, upset special. I'll take Louisville.
Yeah, I don't know what Florida State's offensive line looks like. I do remember that game Louisville played against Notre Dame, where it just seemed like they were giving Notre Dame's quarterback trouble all day long or all night long. But I think I've heard some pretty good things about Florida State's defense this year. Brian would know better than me. I don't trust Louisville to squeak this one. I think Florida State will win.
That's what surprised me. I thought Louisville's defense was better than what they showed at Kentucky. And that surprised me. Harris?
Florida State wins this game. They deserve to be in the college football playoff. I know there's talk about them dropping either 6, 7, or 8, something like that, because of losing their quarterback. But, I mean, next man up, if they can continue to keep rolling, they deserve that shot. Florida State.
Tim?
Oi.
Oi!
Yeah, oi. Yeah, neutral field. I just no power of the Seminole riding out. I mean, Louisville doesn't really have that big a home field, but still. Oh boy. There's always one of the games that the top ones that's going to surprise people. I don't know why you'd say Louisville's been a surprise. They've been a top 25 team all year. I'll take Louisville.
Mike?
Is this Plummer guy related to Jake Plummer?
I think it's his son.
Is it?
It may be. I'm not sure.
That's all right.
His name's Jack Plummer, right?
Jack.
Yeah, let me look. I'll look it up.
What's the first name of the Purdy that plays for Nebraska? He's got kind of a strange first name.
Chubba or something.
Chubba Howard.
Chubba Purdy. Yeah.
Well, anyway,
Jack Plummer.
It's to me. I've seen Florida State twice on TV this year. They look good both times. I can't see them. I can't see them losing this one. I'm gonna.
He's a brother of Will Plummer. Oh. What about?
I'll chop it. I'll do the chop and take the Seminoles.
Okay.
Chubba Purdy at Nebraska kind of plays like his brother, and the Iowa State quarterback Beck has a similar style as the Purdy's also.
He's not kind of liquid Plummer anyway. So.
Yeah.
Okay, this game, the Louisville-Florida State game, is a night game on ABC, 7 p.m. Central Time. And then also concurrently is the Big Ten's championship game. And that's going to be Michigan and Iowa. Where's that game going to be played at?
Indianapolis.
Indianapolis. Yeah. Lucas Oil Stadium.
But Iowa's supposed
is the over-under in this game like 29?
The over.
Have you heard how much?
Favored by 23.
Have you heard how much? Have you heard how much Michigan's favored by?
33.
23.
Are you kidding me?
The over-under is 35.
That'd be a 26-3 on that.
I might have forgot to say who I was picking on the Florida State game. I'm picking Florida State.
Okay.
Now this Michigan, they beat Ohio State, as you know, last week, 30-24, and Iowa beat Nebraska 13-10
with a walk-on kicker kicking the
first
game-winning
kick
field
made
goal.
all year.
Yep.
Iowa's sneaking into in my opinion, sneaking into the Big Ten championship game. They didn't have to play Ohio State. They didn't have to play Michigan during the year. I think they're going to be in for a shock. And I agree. J.J. McCarthy's throwing the ball for 74%, 9 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Blake Corum, running backs, 976 yards. I noticed that their defensive back I've been talking about, Sam Risto, did not card Marvin Harrison Jr. Harrison's just too tall for him. He had like 5 inches on him. They had somebody else guarding Harrison. Let's see, Iowa, their linebacker is Nick Jackson, 4 sacks with 8 tackles for loss, 91 tackles. And they have another linebacker, Jay Higgins, with 141 total tackles. But they haven't played really anybody, and they kind of slipped into the Big 12 championship game. I think they're going to be sorry they're there. Michigan's going to kill them.
Mike, did you take Florida State?
Yes, I did.
Oh, okay.
I'm going chopping.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
one thing about Iowa is their defense is rated 4th in the country. Their offense, though, is like 124th. It's almost the worst offense in the country.
Michigan's 23-point favorites. And Iowa doesn't give up 23 points no time. This is an easy one for me. If I was betting, I'd take Iowa here. There's no doubt in my mind they keep this ball game closer than that. No way in the world does Michigan see 30 points this week. Not a chance against this defense. This defense is for real. I think they've actually been proven against some teams in the Big Ten that are not, that can run in football and stuff. 24-9, Michigan wins, but they maybe walk easily or whatever you want to. They ain't covering. Nah, I'll take Michigan though.
Okay.
Well, my memory of Big Ten championship games is that they're always blowouts, and hopefully that format changes with the new additions. Is it possible going forward that Michigan and Ohio State could play each other 2 weeks in a row?
They're talking about not having divisions. Yeah, that's
and then
they're not going to have divisions, so they may get rid of them. Yep.
So they could play each other 2 weeks in a row.
Yep.
That'd be something.
But they're talking about putting them in the middle of the schedule, though, putting them right around Halloween.
Oh, changing instead of playing the last game of the season.
Yeah,
well, that might be a good thought to do something.
Which I think it would help. I think it helps.
Yeah, I mean, one of them would be home field advantage, one there wouldn't be, but
yeah.
I disagree with you, Rob. I think Michigan's just going to roll all over Iowa. Iowa's not going to be able to move the ball that much. Michigan, I think, is going to be playing with great field position all night long. They're going to cause some turnovers. I just think Michigan's going to score more than 40 points in this game. Iowa less than 10. I think Michigan wins by more than 30 in this game.
Wow.
Michigan huge.
Harris?
I sort of agree with Keith here. Michigan's going to come out. They're going to keep their foot on the gas the entire way. Harbaugh's going to want to come out and try to prove a point now. You know, hasn't been there the last 3 weeks. Let's see if we can score 50 points this week on his comeback. That's what it's going to be. Michigan and a laugher.
Wow.
Tim?
Yeah, Michigan, but I don't know if it'll probably be something like 21-0.
So you don't see them score 40 points?
I don't see. I think Iowa's going to have trouble getting on Michigan's side of the field. Michigan's defense is number one. Offense is 124.
I just don't. I think Iowa. I mean, Iowa will punt the ball. I just don't see Michigan getting 70-yard drives. I don't think they can get 70-yard drives on this team. That's just my opinion. I don't know. What about you, Tim? What'd you say?
I said 21-0.
21-0. So you don't think they're going to go out there and just throttle them as far as 50 points?
Tim, do you think Iowa will get on the plus side of the 50?
Yeah, I do. At least once.
Okay. Michael?
Mike.
Hello? Jim! Jimmy boy, glad to see you back.
Oh, boy.
Uh-huh. I know. You were missed by your Michigan faithful, even though they were cheering that other coach. But
Tim's
Jimmy,
suffering over there.
Jimmy, you better. Did you have a good Thanksgiving with your brother? I know your brother got to brag about a lot of things and stuff about his Ravens and stuff. But Jimmy, you got to worry about Iowa. The good thing about it is you don't have to worry about them waving up at the hospital at the end of the first quarter. So that's an advantage for you because that's a very emotional thing. Okay? You're playing at Lucas Oil. Now, I have my friend Pat. Pat should be there. He'll probably be sitting next to me. Okay?
McAfee. Oh my God.
Yeah, but listen, Jimmy, you guys got to just control the ball. That's right. Get the defense working. Just don't do any of those peace sign things or any of those things where you get penalties and stuff. Don't run into the kicker. Don't push the guys when they're out of bounds. You know, you guys play too much rough stuff. Iowa's okay. They're not the
Next,
greatest
Harris
team
is
in
going
the
to take a
world.
call from John Harbaugh.
But you know, you should do it. Yeah. Maybe your brother will be on the sidelines with you just to calm you down. Okay. All right, Jimmy. Take it easy. See you in Indy. Bye. Michigan. Easy.
All right, everybody's on Michigan.
You're a scout, aren't you?
Yes, he is.
Michael. Michael, you were Jim Harbaugh's scout. You were the one that was sitting there watching what other teams were doing.
Jimmy.
I want to thank Bob Brian for joining us, and good to hear from you again, Bob. And then also Philip Reynolds. Philip Reynolds said he had an upset pick for us. I don't know if that was the Cleveland.
Well, I think he's saying it was the Browns over the Rams, but that's not.
I'm not sure that's a big upset.
Not a big upset.
Yeah, it's got Brady.
Some of us
got Brady the Elf.
I mean, it's not like picking the Commanders to beat the Dolphins or anything.
No, it's not like picking the Jets to beat the Falcons.
Yeah, they like picking the Seahawks to beat the Cowboys, or the Packers to beat the Chiefs. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us, and we will see you
moment of
next
silence
week
for Chief.
for Week 14.
And
Have a
a
good
moment of-
football weekend, everybody.
Oh,
Moment of silence
I
for
just have a
Chiefs
feeling, Rob.
Oklahoma.
I have a feeling New Mexico State is going to beat Liberty.
I hope not.
Okay. How much of a feeling do you have that they're going to win?
Just a moment of silence for Chief Oklahoma.
A wee.
Yeah, that 2% chance. Yeah.
You know the size of those wrestlers I showed you earlier?
Those what?
Wrestlers I showed you that were going to be in town this Saturday night? The size
yeah.
of those guys? Yeah. Well, smaller
Oh,
than
they were cool.
White Crow Championship Wrestling, huh?
It's dwarfs and minis.
It's awesome.
I got enough drama watching the CM Punk stuff. There you go.
You can't beat midget wrestling, man. That is awesome.
Oh no. They
Bye,
have it
everybody.
on it. They have it on it.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.